10 Sights to See in Oregon. Oregon is most famous for its spectacular nature. From thick green forests to desert-like stretches of coast, the Beaver State has it all. It's also home to the deepest lake in the U.S., the Crater Lake. Another peculiar fact about this state is that it has the planet's largest organism growing in it. The 2.4-mile network of honey fungus growing in Oregon's Blue Mountains really takes the cake when it comes to size. Mushrooms have made it into Oregon's culture too, with celebrations like the Estacada Festival of the Fungus. It's fitting that we're going to look at the 33 best things to do in Oregon, as it is America's 33rd state. The capital of Oregon is Salem, the state's third largest city. Though cities like Portland and Bend definitely make it onto the list of places to visit in Oregon. 10. Smith Rock State Park. Scenic views and exposed cliffs are what make the Smith Rock State Park so unique. The park is a climber's heaven, full of free climbing and rope climbing routes. There are also plenty of other activities on offer, like hiking, mountain biking, and horse riding. If you're a nature enthusiast and you love doing your exercise out in the elements, you're going to love it here. There's so much to do you'll likely want to stay overnight. Sadly, you can't camp in the park year-round. Whilst you're taking in the sights of the canyon with the Crooker River winding through it, you might get lucky and spot a golden eagle sweeping past or catch a glimpse of a deer or otter. 9. Oregon Dunes National Recreation Area. This is a miniature Sahara Desert right here in Oregon. The Oregon Dunes National Recreation Area is North America's largest stretch of coastal dunes. One thing that makes this particular place so special is that the sea is on one side, and there's thick forest on the other. The contrast between each environment is spectacular. One of the most fun ways to explore the sand dunes is on an off-highway vehicle tour. But if speed and adrenaline aren't your thing, you can hike, go wildlife watching, camp, play in the sand, or just admire the views. There's more than just sand to see. The area is home to estuaries and beautiful dune lakes too. 8. Silver Falls State Park. The park's mossy forests and picturesque streams are the stuff of fairy tales. Beauty is abundant in this area, as is the local wildlife. Silver Falls is one of those places you can come to again and again. Each season is unique and eye-catching. From the frosty, misty mornings in the winter to the golden-leafed autumn, you won't be disappointed by a trip to Silver Falls. Make sure you check out the famous South Falls, where you can find out how a 177-foot waterfall looks from behind. 7. High Desert Museum, Bend. The High Desert Museum opened in 1982 and has been a popular destination amongst locals and tourists ever since. Styled like a huge log cabin, the museum feels cozy and authentic. It is designed to showcase the lifestyle, history and wildlife of the high desert, the surrounding area of Oregon. You can get to know the way of life of the land's Native American Indians and visit an authentic homestead and sawmill dating back to 1904. The museum is surrounded by nature and wildlife, and it's just a 5-minute drive from Bend. 6. Cascade Lake's Scenic Byway. Lakes, mountains, and forests are what Oregon does best. The sights along the Cascade Lake's Scenic Byway are no exception. The 66-mile-long drive takes about 3 to 5 hours, depending mainly on how much you stop. The best place to start the drive is Bend, a vibrant Oregon city. The views are spectacular. Pack a picnic and fasten your seatbelts. 5. Multnomah Falls. The Multnomah Falls recreation site is the most visited in the Pacific Northwest, and for good reason. Just steps away from the car park, lodge and restaurants, there is a beautiful fall that drops down 2 moss-covered cliffs. The waterfall drops over 610 foot along its course. That's quite a drop. It's hard to believe that this incredible landmark is just a 30-minute drive away from Portland. You can easily visit from the city on a day trip or stop overnight and explore the surrounding area. Easily accessible, the waterfall is a natural wonder reachable for all. There's also a little bridge that stretches across the cliffs where you can take fantastic pictures to show everyone back home. 4. Haystack Rock. Haystack Rock is a giant rock on Cannon Beach. That might not sound very impressive, but its position right on the shoreline mixed in with the smaller rock formations around it make it a truly eye-catching natural monument. The rock itself is 235 feet tall and has been popular with more than just the locals and tourists. Haystack Rock has featured in The Goonies and The Kindergarten Cop, and has made it into various other books and TV shows. The best time to visit is at sunset or sunrise when the sun sends splashes of color along the water. The sights are enchanting. 3. Washington Park, Portland. If you're in Portland and you want to escape the concrete and noise, make your way to Washington Park. There are a handful of things to do here other than playing football and lazing about on the lawn. Bring a picnic and make the most of their picnic area. Take the kids to the playground, stroll through the rose garden, and marvel at the exotic plants in the Japanese garden. And there's more. The Portland Zoo is here too. There are tennis courts where you can play a friendly, or competitive, match, and an archery range where you can put your survival skills to the test. 2. Mount Hood National Forest. Mount Hood towers over the surrounding landscape and can be seen from Portland. Mount Hood is surrounded by lush green forest, waterfalls, and hot springs that make up the Mount Hood National Forest. If you want to explore the area by car, drive the Mount Hood Scenic Loop from Portland. It takes you along the Columbia River Gorge on the way. If you want to explore the National Forest in a more hands-on way, explore some of the hiking trails. There are short trails, like the 2-mile-long Trillium Lake Loop, and multiple day trails like the Pacific Crest Trail. 1. Crater Lake. Oregon has plenty of natural wonders and many spots with top-tier views. But Crater Lake might just take the title of most spectacular nature spot in Oregon. This enormous crater was formed 7,700 years ago when a violent eruption reshaped the landscape. The lake in the middle is completely surrounded by mountains. If you take a hike around the ridge of the crater, you'll get the best views. In winter, the snow can be thick and dense, but the summer season does get some warm and sunny days. You can stay overnight at one of the local lodgings if you want to carry on exploring this stunning natural habitat.